Welcome back to Never Enough Novels for an escape into the world of billionaires. This romance trope is such a blast because of the extravagant lifestyles, the morally gray men, and the spicy relationships. I honestly can't get enough of these type of books. They are truly escapist reading at its finest. I've rounded up a few of the billionaire romances that I've read and adored, so you can find a few that you will love as well. You can also read many of these as part of a Kindle Unlimited subscription. They have a ton of billionaire romance options as well as just a bunch of other great romances also. You can check out the link I put in my description down below. Try it out and see they often offer up to 2 months or sometimes 3 months during the holiday season for free. So it is absolutely worth clicking on that link to see if you can get a free trial because there are just honestly millions of books available on the subscription and so many that I absolutely love and recommend. So this is a great way to read books for free. I'll also put the Amazon links to all of these books down below in case you find any that you're extra excited about and you can help support this channel. The first book on my billionaire romance list is called The Fine Print by Lauren Asher, and this is the first in a series which follows three brothers who own a theme park company which is very similar to Disney. Buttoned-up Rowan has his reasons for demanding excellence from his employees, but Zara has her own set of rules. Working in the parks day in and day out has given Zara a unique perspective on what their customers actually want. She is floored, though, when one of her suggestions actually gets picked up by the executive team to be implemented. So suddenly, she finds herself on Rowan's executive team and is now subject to his demanding rules. Rowan knows that Zara has what the company needs, but she is also an unneeded temptation to him. He can't let himself get close to her in real life, but when he reaches out to her with an alias, suddenly he finds himself in a little too deep. And these things never go well once their actual identity is revealed. As a Disney lover, I thought it was a blast to read a romance set in that type of environment. And you definitely get a little peek behind the scenes about what it's like from the company's perspective to run a business where the entertainment is the parks and the joy of the people. Plus, like I said, this is the first book in a 3-part series, which follows the other two brothers in the second and third books. So if you love this whole theme park environment, you can stay within this world for the whole series. All of these books are so good and so spicy, and I just absolutely love them. Plus, they are some of the ones available on Kindle Unlimited. Next up is Twisted Love by Anna Huang. We've got a classic brother's best friend trope here with Ava, who's the little sister, and Alex, who is the brother's best friend. This is the first book in her Twisted series, and it's got a classic morally gray billionaire as well as a delightful grumpy sunshine connection. Alex is a beautiful face, but he is haunted by his past, and he never lets anyone or anything get beyond his gruff exterior. But when he is tasked to care for Ava while her brother is away, something about her just gets under his skin. He is in uncharted territory here and just does not know what to do with these growing feelings for Ava, knowing that she is completely off limits since she's the sister of his best friend. But the way that these two interact and Ava's cheerfulness and a little bit of naivete compared to Alex's protectiveness and dark view of the world was such a delight. This was my first foray into any sort of morally gray hero, and I am just so addicted now. I couldn't get enough of Alex and his clearly overbearing protective nature that was just hiding a softer side. This was also my favorite of all of the books in the series, so even if you just want to read one, I definitely recommend Twisted Love. Next up is A Not So Meet Cute by Megan Quinn. I adore all of Megan Quinn's romances, but I particularly loved this billionaire one. It has an adorable meet cute when we've got a billionaire looking for a fiance, as well as a woman who's literally walking down a rich neighborhood in search of a wealthy boyfriend. Lottie is just trying to make her ex jealous, and she figures the best way to do that is to move on with some rich, hot guy. And Huxley has very specific reasons for needing a girlfriend. So these two have a wild meet cute when she's literally walking around his neighborhood, but they strike up a unique business arrangement. I love how this played into the find a rich man trope in such a playful and obvious way. Overall, the plot is still so well written. There's lots of great banter, and this was just a playful and surprising and fun billionaire romance. Also, this was recently reprinted with a gorgeous new cover, so you're gonna want to get the paperback version of this one. My next option is Praise by Sarah Kate. This one is also available on Kindle Unlimited, and it is definitely one of the spiciest books on this list. Charlie's new boss is all sorts of wrong for her. He's nearly twice her age, he's one of the owners of the Salacious Players Club, and he is her ex's father. She knows all this, but as they spend time together, she discovers that he wants her like no one else ever has before. He makes her feel treasured and valuable and worthy, and all of these things that she's never had before in her life. And the big question is that enough to overcome all of these significant obstacles between them? This book was incredibly hot, and it was my eye-opening discovery that I love it when a man uses the term good girl. It has very explicit dom and sub scenes, so just a heads up that you're gonna get that a lot within this book. But it is always done in a completely respectful manner that both of them agree to. And I feel like Sarah Kate kind of introduced this type of kink in a way that was very open to new readers. Like I said, I absolutely love this one, and it was a little bit different than what I normally read, but I still found it so well written. Like, there was so much chemistry between these two, despite their age difference and their status difference, and this was just phenomenal from start to finish. It is also the first in a whole series about the other owners of the Salacious Players Club, and they get even steamier as they go, so if you want to keep going with the series, I don't even know what you're in for, I just know that they get even spicier. My last billionaire romance recommendation is The Royal by Susan Stoker. I love this variation on the billionaire romance trope because it involves an actual royal. In Susan Stoker's version, she writes a retelling of the classic Cinderella story. With his former military background, Callum has a protective instinct ingrained within him. So he agrees to help out a former love interest of his cousin, who is now claiming that she has a stalker. When Callum goes to visit this woman and her family, he does not expect to be completely entranced by Juniper, who is this woman's stepsister. Juniper is stuck under her stepmother's extremely cruel rules after her father's death, and Callum convinces her to leave this life behind and come with him. They might be starting a new life in a different place, but they quickly realize that the threats to the sister are actually real and have now followed them. This is a unique option on this list because it is a combination of romance and suspense. Things definitely get intense when Juniper realizes there is a very real threat to her life. If you love a super protective book boyfriend, this will be the romance book for you. Plus, this is also free on Kindle Unlimited. I hope you found a new billionaire romance recommendation from this list to escape into the world of the filthy rich. And go ahead and hit like on this video and subscribe to my channel to see even more romance book recommendations.